Hello, everyone. Good evening, good evening, good evening, and welcome to Hearts and Heels. We're excited to be here this evening after a long, wonderful day. Welcome, welcome, welcome. I am one of your hosts, Shay Robinson.
Good afternoon. Good to be here. I am Bishop Rod.
And we're excited to hang out with you guys today. Last week we missed you guys live, but we did pre-record. We hope you enjoyed the show. It was such a great show. But this week we want to switch gears. We want to talk a little bit more about relationships and about the next stages and pretty much the breakup.
Oh.
So who's to blame for the breakup? And I was inspired because I know that we have seen the promotions for the movie Acrimony or Acrimony. I always pronounce it wrong. Sorry, Acrimony. We have seen the promotion for it, and I did get a chance to go see it. It's such a great movie, and then it started to raise a few questions for me because I think too many times as in relationships we have breakups and separations, divorces. Couples can't stay together because of for whatever reason. So tonight we're going to talk about the male point of view and the woman's point of view in a breakup. So let me give you a scenario. We're going to start off with scenario one. You ready?
Ready.
Okay. So couple together. A woman has given everything that she can. She's supported him financially. When he had a dream, she supported him emotionally. She's supported him spiritually. She has been the backbone of his life.
Sound like a good woman.
Right, and the man the man is working. He's working. He's trying to accomplish his goals, but can't get a break. And so finally, after so long, the woman just for whatever reason the relationship breaks up, or here we go. The man get rich and he leaves the woman.
Wow.
Now, so I'm not gonna tell you the story of the Criminal because you guys should go support Tyler Perry. It's one of his better movies. But I want to know your thoughts on that. Too many times, okay, for me, I feel like too many times women are down for their man. They do everything they can for their man. I know there's some women out there who done anything they can for their man,
so
right?
Or die.
Ride or die.
Okay.
They've done anything they can. They're there to support. And then the man, when he gets to a place where he feels like he has got it together, he leaves.
Oh, wow.
Sort of like the basketball player or the sports athlete who, he was pole in high school, but then when he gets to college, when he gets to the NBA, NFL, he finds him another woman.
Just marry my white woman.
Oh, well, okay. It can be black or white.
Yeah, that's right.
So listen. So in the movie, she gets upset pretty much because he leaves her and another woman is living her dream.
Wow. Too bad, so sad.
What?
No. That's my opinion. I think that scenario is played out a lot in relationships, and I think it goes to.
Did you say too bad, so sad?
I did, but I think it goes to the fact that we have to be willing to understand that relationships change, and regardless of whether I'm rich or I'm poor, or when we're together I'm shooting bad, and then when it's over with I'm on top. If our relationship ended before I hit the top, then I'm sorry. It just our relationship just ended. It's over.
But no, I supported you.
Yeah, you did, but it's not like relationships are not like an investment. It's not like you're guaranteed to get something. You're not guaranteed to get something out of what you put into it.
See,
it's not. And I want to play a different. Bring in some different. Not necessarily my beliefs, but I just want to bring in some different mindsets that can keep us open. You know, when we talk about, part of this show is going to be talking about relationships, you know, and how to deal with breakups and how to be prepared to move forward. And I think a lot of times in relationships we get stuck. You know, we get stuck in part.
But why wouldn't we?
Well, you have to understand that relationships change. The dynamics of a relationship can change.
But I think that's unfair. Let me tell you why I think it's unfair. Because as women, when we're in relationships, we're committed to the man.
That's good. And hopefully the man is committed to the woman.
Okay, so if you go make it big, let's just say I divorce you tomorrow, you go make it big, and you make all these millions of dollars, right?
I'm going to send you a big fat check that says 0.00.
What?
Yeah, absolutely. And in the fourth column in that blank on the check, I'm gonna put LOL. No, I'm just playing. Go ahead.
See, that's why I feel like it's the problem because, of course, a lot of people, they don't like the movie. A lot of people have given negative comments because they feel like it's the angry black woman initiative. But I beg to differ. I think it is an issue that we don't deal with when people have mental issues and then they get into these relationships and we just feel like they're outbursts when their outbursts are uncontrollable. So you have to look at the movie from a different perspective. But the main thing is she felt like this other woman was living her life. And how did she get over there? I have found
you have to have some type of, and I guess my better judgment, you have to have some type of emotional intelligence. From the standpoint of that, when a relationship ends, you have to be able to gather yourself in such a way to be ready to move on, with or without that person. Understanding that.
So you really don't think like anybody that leaves someone after a woman has really given her all and really been supportive. Like, you ain't making no money, I'm supporting you, I'm doing whatever, making 2 jobs. I'm riding down
I
with
can
you.
appreciate that. I'm sure many men out there can appreciate that. But on the same turn, if a relationship comes to an end, is whatever reason, there's been emotional, physical abuse, whatever, you know, if a relationship ends and it's on mutual terms, or even it's not mutual terms, one person wants to stay and one person wants to leave, but you have to be amicable to an extent and say, okay, it's over. And because of that, you have to be willing to pick up the pieces and move on with your life, just like I have to be willing to pick up the pieces and move on with my life. Now, if I'm moving on with millions and you are moving on with hundreds, oops, you know.
Ooh, I see.
I'm just saying.
But it's like, okay, I remember back in the day there was this song. Beyonce had this song called "Ring the Alarm." And I really don't know all the words, but I know it says something about ringing the alarm. And then she cusses. She said, "I be doggone if I let another chick on his arm," because she felt like, I've upgraded you. I've shown you how to dress. I've shown you how to articulate.
Much obliged.
I have shown you what it's like to be a good man. I have given you everything you need to make you who you are today.
Right.
And now you're going to leave me and to go and be that with someone else?
Yes. If that relationship is...
Oh, man. See, that's the problem I have.
But you know what? I think it's and there's a lot of... Let me say it like this. There's a lot of people out there that are hurting from their past relationships.
Right.
You know, and however the relationship, you know, fizzled out or ended, or, you know, we talk about relationships ends in several different ways. There are breakups, there's divorces, there's splits, there's you know, and all of them seem to a certain extent have a negative connotation, you know, but not necessarily, it doesn't have to be a negative connotation. There can be newness after what was old is over.
I get that. I do get it. I see that you're being positive. I really do. But realistically, when women are invested in relationships like that and men just move on, it's hard. It is really hard because let's get personal. If we were broken up and I saw you with somebody else, I'd probably look crazy too.
That's okay though.
But you wouldn't?
No.
Why? So you don't love me?
Of course
I just got some questions.
Of course I love you, but I'm understanding something that when it comes to relationships, we have to be ready to do several things when relationships end. You know, as we start talking about the relationship aspects. Number one, you have to be willing to do three things. You have to be willing to acknowledge, be willing to accept, and be willing to release. And what I mean by that is, one, you have to be able to acknowledge how you feel. Okay, yes, the relationship is over, but I still care about this person. Or I'm still in love, you know.
So do men process things different? Because as an emotional creature, I understand all of that. Mm-hmm. Like, my mind understands those steps, and I get that is supposed to happen. But as we get ready to take a break, I want you to come back and really tell me, are men that emotionless where it's easy for them to move on? No. Well, it's because that's all I hear. Because I hear, for me, I know when you love someone from a woman's perspective, you are giving them every part of you. And sometimes it's not the right thing, especially when you're not married, because you're giving them some parts of you that you really should hold back and as a wife. But I'm just wondering why men just, they don't love, they don't. Hold on.
Matter of fact, I think some men love harder than women. Okay. If you're an emotional man.
Listen, we got to continue this discussion. I
have
a few questions because I need some answers tonight. And ladies, I'm going to get you the answers. If you need some answers, give us a call. And share with us, or join us live on Facebook and Periscope as we get ready to come back and talk some more about breakups and the emotionless of men.
Oh, amen. Wow, emotionless.
Yes, Hearts and Heels. You're listening to Bishop Rod and Lady Shay, and we will be right back.
Hey, go ahead.
Listen, guys, I need y'all. Come on.
That's the station again. This gentleman right there.
Ooh, I'm with you, Sister Rhonda Hawkins. I don't think men love as hard as women either. I think we love harder.
I think we love harder. I think we love harder.
No.
Y'all got that superficial love. Nah, I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding.
Yo, he's about to get it.
I'm just kidding.
Hey, Chris, how are you?
I'm coming to get some spaghetti. I already been told that it's going down at your house.
Oh, yeah.
Fix the bishop a plate and some garlic bread and some salad, please.
Right.
You know she ain't cooking.
No, sure not. But, okay, ladies, I need y'all to ask the questions. This is the night where we ask the questions about men and how they feel about breakups and how they feel about separation and how they handle and deal with things. Because I just have a problem. When I watched that movie, I really saw, in essence, it wrapped up what I have heard and seen year after year after year, where women give, and men just can easily walk away and move on to the next relationship, and we stuck.
No, we got investment too.
We get ready to come back.
We invested too.
Welcome back to Hearts and Heels. Tonight we're talking about breakups and how women deal with them and how men deal with them and how do we help you heal. If you want to call in and ask a few questions, because ladies, we need some answers tonight. And we got the bishop here. He is in the hot seat.
Yeah, I am.
I need you to
come. Help me.
I need you to come on and help me keep him in the hot seat. The number to the studio is 334-269-6785. Again, that's 334-269-6785. And remember, you can join us live on Facebook or you can join us live on Periscope. And if you're listening on Facebook and Periscope, welcome. Please share the video.
Share.
So, before the break, we were talking about how men are emotionless.
No, untrue. Men are, we're emotional creatures as well. We just may not be as emotional as women. And not only that, I think we have the same feelings, but we process them differently. Whereas a woman may show emotions to display how her heart is feeling. Men typically do other things, and ironically, silence is one of them. Silence. When a man gets quiet, he's speaking volumes. You can't hear it. And I often heard it said like this, that nothing is worse than the silent stream of a man that a woman cannot hear. That I'm screaming as a man, but you can't hear it because it's the frequency, the level, the decibel. You cannot pick it up, but it is so pronounced in my silence.
Well, okay, silence. I get it. Yeah, but
women know when your man gets silent, it's a problem.
But a breakup. How do you deal with that? Like, how do you deal as men? How do you deal with breakups? Because we go crazy.
No, men, I think number one, we process, we evaluate. I think most men will put the relationship on a scale and begin to evaluate where this relationship.
So that's how men look at it, as a scale.
It's a scale. It's a balance. It's a balancing thing. And if you
is that true?
If you weight more than you should weight, then that means your your load is too heavy. You know, and I can't continue to carry this relationship in a healthy way. I think men we process it a little bit different. We look at it from the standpoint of, yes, I may love this woman, and I'm in this relationship, but men. Truthfully, we don't like stress. We don't like stress. Okay. Stress is a nuisance to a man. And when a relationship has stressed a man out to the level where he can no longer take it, then anything he needs to do to alleviate and eradicate that stress, he's willing to do. And if that means ending that relationship, kind of like, I think men have a tendency to go one way or the other. Just like I was giving you my all, I was giving you my love, I was giving you my heart, I was pouring out into you, I showed you the best time, I took you to the finest places, I gave you the best life. A man can turn around and give you the same thing in the other direction. I can turn around and be cold and act like you don't exist. I can turn around and not speak to you. I can delete your number, delete your Facebook account, delete your Periscope, see you and don't see you, not even speak to you. Because when it's over for a man, men sometimes, they have to do that to move on. It's kind of like a process, and it could be a coping mechanism a lot of times that I got to go cold. It's like an alcoholic sometimes. We got to go cold turkey. I got to remove this myself from this situation by any means necessary. So it's like you don't exist anymore, you know?
Listen, so Prophetess Lucretia Cannell, hi, she's on Facebook Live. She said they're just selfish and don't take pressure well. See, I'm in agreement. I think you are selfish because you are not.
Lucretia, I love you. I'm gonna have to call the prophet and no, I think we do. I think we just handle it different. They often say pressure make a pipe burst, and the worst thing you want to see is a man burst. Is an emotional, unstable man, because women can handle their. Think about the same way that you handle your unstable woman can handle her emotions and be cray-cray. You know, think about a man who has a tendency to be quote unquote maybe more violent or more aggressive. Think about him having all those emotions bound up into a man. It can be archaic. It can be volcanic. Let's
clarify.
That ain't what you want to see.
We are definitely not talking about any violence.
Right,
We're just talking about showing the emotions, because in our breakups we go through a process. Like, it's not easy for us to just say, okay, we've broken up. Okay, because I had to do some research on this. I've read numerous amounts of different articles and different things that women have called in, and every single one of them talked about months of getting over somebody that they truly love. But men, y'all can go get somebody like next week.
But see, I think what men do, believe it or not, we're guilty of it. A lot of times a man needs another woman to get over another woman.
Yeah,
he does, because
that's malarkey.
Whereas women will if a guy's trying to talk to a woman shortly after a breakup, she'll be honest with you. She'll be like, I just had a rough breakup and I'm not ready to date. And she'll say that, I've gone through a lot, I'm trying to focus, whatever. But when a man is hurting, he needs something. They often say the best way to get over one woman is to get another woman. But
that's unfair to the next woman, because now you're bringing all that emotional.
I'm not saying it's fair, but I'm just saying a lot of times.
And now you're gonna hurt her too.
I'm just saying how a lot of men think, because again, we're trying to get over what hurt us.
So here we go. That's 2. All right, just made a comment. That's 2-1. So you done hurt 2 women because of one breakup, and hence the reason women crazy now. I think so.
I think there has to be some balance, and we can't place, it all on men. I think women have to be willing to lay responsible for their part in breakups as well. That sometimes relationships just do not work, and so it may leave you hurt, it may leave me hurt. How you handle that hurt and how I handle that hurt is my priority.
We're trying to heal from our hurt.
We may not necessarily be trying to create more hurt.
Because that next woman think you're available, and that next woman is going to give you everything that she got.
But again, what if that next woman has the ability to heal me from that past hurt? So I'm not necessarily.
It's a woman's
job.
So
is it my job to heal you because you're hurt and the relationship is over? And see, that's part of the thing when I did no. See, that's part of the thing when I did some research. It says that you need to understand that when a breakup takes place, you don't need anyone else to mend your heart except God. Listen, it says you may feel like that the other person who hurt you still holds the key to your healing, but they don't. So a lot of times it's unfair that men have to bear the blunt of the responsibility to still try to make you comfortable even after the relationship is over. Why do I have to still, quote unquote, why do I still have to care about your feelings when the relationship is over? I can still care about you, but I don't necessarily have to care about how you feel.
But
there's a difference.
Okay,
there's a difference.
Maybe we get some understanding, but I do have Ms. Rhonda Hawkins. She said no, because men don't care as much as women, because it does mean to men as much. It doesn't mean as much to men as it does to women. That the problem, men don't show his feeling, but if you're all one, you should show them how you feel, because women feel like you don't care about what we're talking about.
Wow, I understand that comment. That can be a fair assessment. That can be a fair assessment because men don't show that, and that's just not who a lot of men are, to show that side of me. Because what it does, it makes me vulnerable, and most men, if the truth be told, do not want to feel vulnerable.
Okay,
I don't want to feel vulnerable. I don't want to be exposed.
But that's what we want.
Well, just because you want it, that don't mean I have to do it.
I understand you don't have to.
Right. Just because that's something that you want.
But you don't have to actually be cold either.
I don't have to be cold.
I mean, you don't have to be. You don't have to not be vulnerable. You can be vulnerable too. I mean, just because you don't want to doesn't mean that you shouldn't be.
But see, that's where most men end up shutting down from the standpoint of, because again, when you hurt my feelings as a man, I'm going to handle that hurt differently than you're going to handle it.
Okay,
so when it comes to breakups, men typically handle it different than women, and women may think, oh yeah, he just doesn't care, he's moved on, or wow, did he ever care about me in the first place? How can he?
Because those are our first thoughts.
How can he so quickly? That's normally the thing. How can he so quickly? Because again, he's typically searching. He's typically looking for something because there's a void now. He's typically looking for something to fill that void.
So it's like you just can't stay single.
Well, not necessarily I can't stay single. I as men, I can't stay vulnerable. I can't stay in that place of feeling like I need something or need someone and it's not being met.
All right. So another comment, Ms. Cannell said, I don't think men have to care about feelings after a breakup, but some form of respect. A dog deserves respect.
Yes, you do.
So here we go. Thank you for bringing that back. So here we go. That's what I was going to ask you.
Prophetess, I just need
so listen, you
get
don't
in your
care.
prayer cloud. Jesus.
Listen, you're talking about that men don't care about your feelings, but this is the thing. So here, let's talk about it. We've been in a relationship. I've shared my innermost parts of you. Some of us have given virginity to men. Some of us have, fallen. We've done things that we never thought we'd do. We looked at other women and said, I would never do that. And we've done those things. And here it is, this relationship ends.
All right.
Now, true enough, you no longer are the caretaker of my feelings. But should you be all up on Facebook taking pictures with your new boo a week later?
Yeah, well, you wouldn't know. Instagram? You wouldn't know that unless you go on to somebody else's page, because after the breakup, we unfriend. You either block or we ain't friends.
So you gonna bring them around the family?
But see, a part of that is that
you gonna still bring them to the church.
That's part of getting over.
Look, you gonna bring them to the church?
That's part of getting over. You got to cut all contact. delete your social circles of where that person wronged at. You got to delete any social media, delete contacts, block numbers, emails, whatever you have to do.
Lucretia said respect. We were intimate. Respect. I had your child. Respect. I stayed when I didn't have to. Respect. I helped. Respect.
Yes, yeah. I get it. And women, you do deserve that. By all means, you deserve that.
Right.
You deserve to still be appreciated for who you were,
right,
and during that time.
And
during
that's
that
what
season.
we don't feel. We don't feel like you appreciated everything we did for you, right. Because I know you talked about stress earlier, but do you imagine the stress that women are under every day? Because if you're in a marriage, then you think about, let's talk about marriage. If you're in a marriage, you think about the cooking, the cleaning, the taking care of the scheduling of the children. Even if you're not cooking, making sure the meal's done, all the things, making sure your clothes clean, going to the dryers, just being a woman, being a wife to you, whatever your needs are, being a mother to the children, meeting their different needs if you have more than one. So we're under the same type of stress that you are under. Right. In relationship, and then without you, because 9 out of 10 times we still got the children when you leave.
Yeah, and I've talked to a lot of men, and most men, when they have come to a point to where they're ready to leave a relationship.
Chris said she don't care what they do when she leaves. Yes, Chris, I'm with you.
A lot of men I've talked to, they just want out. They just want out by any means necessary. And when they get out, a lot of their mindset is that they don't look back for anything. They don't look back to what was or what could have been. And I think women have a tendency to hold on to still, right. As you often say, still play the tape of what was. Yes. Still have that fantasy or that imagination as to what happened, where I went wrong, how did we get here. But a lot of men, they just want to be able to move forward. Unfortunately, a lot of women sometimes live in the past. Yeah. Whereas a lot of men have the tendency, because God has given us ability of vision, we look to the future. It's not about what it was. When it was, and it was good. It was whatever it was in a relationship when it then. But that was then. You have to deal with past, present, and future. And so I want to encourage a lot of the women out there that whatever relationship you have been in, and it did not end in the most amicable way, you did not feel respected, you felt dogged, or you felt mistreated, I want to encourage you that you have to be able to release that. You have to be able to be ready to let that go so you can move on to what God ultimately has for you.
We're going to talk about more of the release when we come back. We're going to continue this discussion about breakups and the healing of breakups. And whose fault is it really? I say the man. Stay tuned. You're listening to Hearts and Heels with Bishop Rod and Lady Shay. Thank you guys for joining us. Thank you guys for sharing.
Lucretia, find you something to do, Canel.
Yeah, I was just going to talk about protecting your heart and loving again. Go ahead. Yeah. No, I was just going to say, I think women, we can too move on, but I think it's just that we expect you.
You can't expect anything once it's over. You can't. You can't expect a man to play any part in your healing process. It's not their role. It's not their responsibility. You have to take control over your, not even passively, not even nothing. Nothing.
You guys do absolutely
don't expect
KJ, nothing.
Don't expect nothing. It's over. You can't expect anything. That's why you still stuck, because you expecting that person to do something to make you better, and they're not. They don't care anything about you. They moved on, and it hurts. Believe me.
Exactly. And that's where I think women are. It's just they hurt. They hurt afterwards. Yeah, they hurt afterwards. And you look, you came in from the break talking loud and stuff. But no, they come in. So, we were talking about during the break how just women, sometimes we're expecting the men to give something, right. and I wasn't talking about actively, but it's just a little
even thing. Passively. And that's why I just said on the break that unfortunately, ladies, you cannot you cannot expect that past relationship to provide anything for you in your future relationships other than the experience that you have taken from it.
So no expectation. We're telling women no expectation from men. Once you break up, you break up.
Yeah, once it's over, it's over.
It's separated.
Because what happens is you set yourself up for an unrealistic expectation. Now, I'm not saying that, of course, hopefully, the godly relationships or godly people that have moved on, you can see each other out and speak cordially,
right?
High and by. But we're not exchanging numbers. I ain't coming to your kid's birthday party. I ain't coming to your birthday party. No recitals, no basketball game, no ballet, no gymnastics. It's over. You have to be willing to just let it be, and it's okay, and take control of your future. Because see, the thing about it is, if you're expecting a man to still be there for you in some type of way, and then that man does not, that automatically creates a void.
Mm-hmm.
And so now a void has been created by someone who will never, unfortunately, care enough to fulfill that void because they moved on. They moved on to someone else and probably doing the same thing that they were doing with you.
I get it. So the reason why we get so upset, so frustrated, so angry is because we're expecting them to feel something or to help us in some way, and because they're not doing it, then it just drives us crazy.
Right, because we share this relationship. Now I'm so used to sharing with you. Now I'm hurting. I need you. I need to share this hurt with you. I need to share this pain with you. I need you to help me. And it's an erroneous concept, really. I need you to help me get over you.
Is it healthy for women to talk back to men after a breakup? Like, let's just say we break up.
I don't think so.
I need closure, because you heit us a lot. I need closure.
Well, get closure, but after that, keep it closed. You can only get closure so many times. And I found that has been painfully true in experience. That sometimes after you get that closure, you often say often, I think women have a tendency to do it, and even a lot of men, that you have to take the tape out. You have to. Every song that come on that remind you of them, turn it off. Every movie, every place you visited, every restaurant, every park, every whatever it was that you all did together. You can create new experiences now. Don't get me wrong. You can create new experience with other people.
But how do you take out the memories of what we had? Because
I think it goes back to God. God says in Luke 4:18, he says he came to heal the brokenhearted. And a lot of times when our hearts are broken, only God can heal that heart.
But we're going to other things.
You're going to other things. We're going to other people. Because, again, there's a void now. So now that you're gone, now I'm drinking, now I'm smoking, now I'm at the casino gambling, now I'm excessively shopping, now I'm excessively dating other women, now I'm excessively buying things to fulfill. Whatever void there has been, now I'm trying to, because you're no longer there to fulfill that.
Right.
And I was counting on you because we shared something. We had a relationship. We were together. We had some experiences. Mm-hmm. And so now that I don't have you there, now I'm clamoring to see, what do I do? How do I go on? How do I move on? Mm-hmm. So I think ladies have to be willing to understand that when it's over, that you have to go through a process of healing. And like you said earlier, sometimes it takes weeks, sometimes it takes months, sometimes it may even take years. But I heard someone say it like this, and it blessed my life in such a way. He said that every day you get up, it may be the first thing you think about for an extended amount of time. But one day you'll get up, and it'll be the second thing you think about. And then on another day you'll get up, it'll be the third thing you think about. And then he said eventually you'll get up, and you won't even think about it anymore. That's how you know you've healed from it. That's how you know you've moved on. And I can't tell you when that time is, what that X amount of time is, but it will come. And then in that time, there's so many things you can do. You can, exercise. Mm-hmm. You can start a business. You can do something for you. You can do something healthy. You can focus on you. Focus on your family. There are so many other things you can do to occupy your time. You just won't sit there on the sofa, in the couch, and think about what was. Yeah, we talked about that the other day. Like, you know, get up. You know, come out of that. You don't have to stay in that situation.
I think that's really easy. One of the problems I jokingly said this earlier, but I think it's one of the issues one of the spirits that we just have to deal with as women. If we go back to the second shortest scripture where it says, remember Lot's wife. Lot's wife, the reason why she looked back at Sodom and Gomorrah, because she kept thinking about the time that she had. Not that it was such a great place, but it was a great experience for her.
Right.
And sometimes when men open up things,
right.
When you open and take us to experiences,
I show you the good life.
I didn't say good life.
Yeah, I show you the good life.
But you show us.
I show you how to ball.
Yeah, you show us passion. You show us all those things. When you open that up, it's so hard to close it back.
Yeah.
It's so hard to move to the next level. And then we get mad with you because you're
not there.
Yeah.
Right. Send you a postcard.
But, okay, so how do you, like, if you're promising me forever and then we're not forever.
Nothing lasts forever.
What? We better. I'm sorry.
Nothing.
Y'all strike that. Y'all didn't hear
that. Even one day we too got to die. He said that death do us part.
You know what I mean by forever.
You know what I'm saying? Nothing lasts forever. But I'm saying though, forever.
It's forever here. Right. Y'all pretend like you didn't see that part. Okay?
Sorry, Jackson. Oh God.
Okay, he is acting up in the studio. But when men promise you forever, one of the things about this movie is that he had promised her a certain ring, he had promised her a certain boat, he had promised her a certain life, and he started to live this life with someone else.
Wow, that's unfortunate. But
that's all he has to say.
I'm saying that's unfortunate.
But the emotional pull that I got from that was like, wow.
And you know what? You know what? I'm telling you, man, it has happened so many times.
Most of the time, y'all get the best part of us. And
you know what? I saw a post on Facebook, just some little comment. It says that when you see your ex out with somebody else, be appreciative because remember, mommy told you that let other people play with your toys. I fell out laughing. Y'all catch it?
No.
You didn't get it?
No. Okay, back. Listen.
Somebody driving.
Yeah. Okay. So. I forgot what I was saying. It was such a deep thought, deep moment. You just brought me.
And I went comical. I'm sorry.
You brought me out of it. So I don't know what to say next.
It's okay. But look, understand out there that when relationships end, again, you may still be invested, and rightly so. You spent time, you spent money, you've labored, you've loved, you've been there for someone, and it has come to an end. And it's okay. You know, understand that everything that you had, guess what? God got someone else for you to give that to. Not only that, he has someone else to give you that. It may not be, and again, like I told you before, you cannot equate the fact that the relationship is over now with that person because you see them doing good. What if they were still shooting bad? Will you be mad then if they were still struggling, still straining? Okay, you okay then. Okay. But if I'm balling, you see what I'm saying? If I got the house on the hill, the boat on the lake, you understand?
You got problems.
Account 1000.
You're not going to buy me a house, buy me a car, buy me all those things.
If we were together, you would be entitled to that.
So let me ask you,
we're not together,
do women, do you, in your thoughts, do women give too much of themselves to men?
No, I don't think so. I think that's the way God created you to be givers. You're givers of life. You know, God used you to birth, you know, to bring life here. So, no, I don't think women give. I think sometimes women have a tendency to give themselves to the wrong man. Matter of fact, I was talking to someone the other day. She was talking about a relationship that they were in. She was in with this young man, and I said, "What type of God life you got? What type of life? Not even necessarily church. Who always say, what type of church life?" And I get that, understand, they in the church. But what type of godly man is he covering you in any kind of way? You know, and they're like, nah, you know, he was but he owned nothing. I was like, well, you setting yourself up for failure, baby. Because too many times women want a man, but they don't want a godly man. You see what I'm saying? Or they look over the godly man because they want a roughneck.
You can't have like a godly thug.
Yeah. I've been there all my life. But just kidding.
But okay, so that's we had to
Jesus, I'm just playing.
Listen. So it's one thing that you said is that it's not that women are giving too much; they're just giving to the wrong men.
The wrong men and at the wrong time. Again, what I was telling you lady the other day, you can't expose yourself to being a wife to a man when he's not your husband. You see what I'm saying? If I give you everything, if we playing house over, call it shacking, whatever, and I'm giving you all the benefits of the wife, I'm cooking, I'm cleaning, I'm this and that, but you ain't put a ring on it, we ain't legal. We're not in covenant before God. You know, the law say call it common law after so long, but we not there before God yet.
Mm-hmm.
So if this man values you enough, if you value yourself, and even if you value him enough, then hey, go and do it the right way. But not only that, if it's not God's plan to be with this person in that way, it's okay. Be willing and open to move on to someone. The Bible says a man finds a wife, he finds a good thing. A lot of times women go looking, you know, instead of being available. When it came to the woman of God at the field of Boaz, she was there gleaning when he came. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, she was working.
She was in a place though.
She wasn't even looking for a man.
But she was in place though. You see what I'm saying? A lot of times I tell women you have to get in position first. You know what I'm saying? Get yourself together. Get yourself where you need to be. And then once you get yourself, God will send you someone. Godly ordained relationship. So if you all broke up over a heathen, someone who ain't love God, ain't love you, mistreated you, your children took your money, you know, cheated on you, you know, just straight railroaded you. If they ain't have the love of God in their life, what did you expect? Really? Because if God is love, and if they don't love God, they can't love you. Not the way God ordained it to be.
So you're saying we put our hopes in the wrong men?
Yeah, sometimes you set yourself up.
I mean, but you guys play the role,
you set yourself up. You
role.
Knew he was no good when you looked at him. The Holy Spirit told you, don't even give him your name.
Some on the inside.
But he just looked so good. He dressed so nice. He talked so smooth.
He got a nice job.
He got a nice job. He got a nice body. He got this. He got that. Don't get me wrong, man. Look at the same thing. She got 401k. Jesus.
So we know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah.
We know.
Yeah, a lot of
But
women.
we just do it anyway.
Yeah.
We jump in with both feet.
Yeah, and men, we see it. We see. And one thing.
Can you see our desperation?
I was just going to say that one thing I want women to understand out there is that, you know, how you carry yourself, the way you value yourself, a man can see that. If you present yourself in a certain way, a man knows how. A lot of men know what a woman will and will not accept. Like when we were dating back in the day, like, you know, 25, early 20s before we got married, I knew there were certain things I could not do around you. I knew there was a certain thing that you demanded or that you would not accept. So when I was around you, I didn't say certain things. I didn't carry myself. Almost like I was a double agent. Jesus. But anyway. But no.
So you, wait a minute.
But listen.
You was a wolf in sheep clothing.
Let me tell you. But because I knew there was a certain thing, though. You see what I'm saying? You carried yourself in a certain way. You know what I mean? That there were certain things that I knew that were not acceptable in your presence. I wasn't going to do certain things. I wasn't going to say and so because it was how you carried yourself. So I'm saying a lot of times, and even when it comes to the dress, of course, you know, God bless you with a voluptuous body. Hey, it's yours. You wear what you want to wear.
Right.
But I'm saying though, but if all you have is your assets to show, you see what I'm saying? Then that's all I'm going to see. You know,
and that's all I'm going after.
That's all I'm going after. You know, but for a lot of women, I want them to understand that however whatever you portray off. You know, that it's kind of like this. You gonna get what you kind of attract. You know, you're gonna attract what you kind of get. You know, if you attract, you know, a certain type of a man, guess what? That certain type of man is gonna keep popping up in your life, and is gonna keep doing the same thing that the previous man did and the previous man did. But if you portray, you got to raise your standards. You have to let a lot of men know certain things. Joker, I ain't even going for it. You know.
Oh, We're going to end on this comment. Sister Chris Darrington, thank you, darling. I appreciate you. She said two things. She said, men are going to treat you how you act. And then she said, here she goes.
Come on.
So, Bishop, with that being said, men do know how to act. They just don't do it. Now, we'll be right back.
Yes, ma'am. They know, because their mama should have taught them, baby.
Okay, listen. We'll be right back. You're listening to Hearts and Heels with Bishop Rod Lady Shay.
Oh, it's going down.
Yeah,
you're right. They know better, baby. You're right. They know better.
Yes.
They sure know better. But you have to understand, just because they know better, that don't mean they're going to do better.
Listen, so, in essence...
What prophet is still on there? I'm inboxing you when we get through. This is Bishop. That's the Bishop we know. Oh, really? Boom. Y'all killing me. I'm bringing some men on this show soon, and we going in. I'm telling you. Y'all quit beating up on me.
But see, that's what I'm saying. Like, you do know you do know how to act. You do know how to be respectful. You understand. And men play dumb. Like, they don't get it. Y'all play dumb.
Well, it's like this.
It's like you don't get it.
Certain men, I'm going to tell you, ladies, truth moment. Truth moment.
Okay.
Certain men and women, I hope you have to understand where you fit. Certain men have in their mind, certain women I can treat like this. Don't be one of those women. Real talk. And certain men know certain women I can't treat like that. And they won't even try it. They won't even entertain it because they know shorty ain't playing. They know, hey, this is not how it's going down with her. So again, it goes back again to what you will allow. You know, if there are certain things you won't allow in your space, you won't allow in your sphere, guess what? When that comes, it's going to repel from you. But if you open up that door and allow that to come, it's coming.
You're right. Listen.
We back already.
Yes. Yes. Hearts.
They act dumb, but they not doing it. What Chris said. Your mama going in.
Chris said they act dumb, but they are not dumb. Amen. Listen.
Ooh, Jesus.
In between the break, Bishop said he needs some help. But in between the break, we came back.
Bishop Patrick Bonner going to be on here next week with me.
We talked about that men do know how to act, they just don't do it. And Bishop was saying that men really, in their mind, they put women in two categories. The ones that will accept anything and the ones that don't accept anything. But this is my thing.
Yeah.
Just because you feel like you can treat her any kind of way because she is in this category that you feel, why don't men, see, this is my problem, why don't men stop categorizing women?
Right.
Because even though those women may be fit into that category, they may be searching for the one thing that you don't want to give them. So you're just adding to their brokenness. Right. You're just adding to their frustration. So then when you break up with them, they even crazy. That's my point. Right there. See, I'm glad you brought that point. Thank you, Sister Chris, for bringing us this on in, because that is my point. Men know exactly what you're doing.
Right.
And
but the man has an understanding. He has awareness.
But the women don't. Because y'all play, you guys are great actors.
Hold on now, women, y'all ain't too bad yourself. You're not too bad. I ain't saying she no gold. Never mind. But anyway.
Please, come back.
Okay. I'm just saying.
Let's bring her back.
We have to understand, when you're talking about the sexes, the battle of the sexes, the age-old question, men and women.
Said help the bishop.
You know, who we are, you know, our diverseness and how we live our life experiences.
Right.
All that varies, but I think the bottom line is, the core of it is that both sexes want to be loved. Both sexes want to be respected.
So men do want to be loved.
Yes, men want to be loved. Absolutely. I told you, when we look at from a biblical aspect, the first time God said something was not good is when he said it's not good for man to be alone. So that tells me God has designed it in such a way that man should have companionship in the form of a woman. You understand? A dog is not going to do. Amen.
Let's pray now.
You know, so I think we have to understand that there has to be a certain mutual respect between the sexes in relationships, and understand that men are going to just process things differently than women process them.
Okay.
And I'm not saying there's right or wrong, but it's just the way we are. It's just the way a lot of men are.
So,
and I can't speak for all men, neither or all women, but I'm just saying,
okay, so
as a whole, we process things differently.
Can we ask that men just be honest? Like, whatever relationship, because I think sometimes that men, if you just come to a relationship and honest and say, look, you know what, I don't really want to be in a committed relationship. I'm not looking for a wife.
Right.
Then you give me the opportunity to step into this situation. Right. Now, if I choose to, then I have to deal with the repercussions.
Consequences, correct.
But if you come into this relationship with your own thoughts, your own way of thinking, your own desire of I'm just going to get what I'm going to get and move on, then now you're putting me in a position because I'm not coming the same way. We're not agreeing. Right. We're not on the same page. Right. And that is a problem because now my feelings and my emotions are getting involved and you're not invested at all. You're just doing the things to keep whatever you like, whether it's sex, whether it's money, whatever it is. You're just doing those things to continue to get that. You're not doing them to get the love that I'm giving you. And I'm giving it to you regardless because you're doing those things. I feel like you bringing me flowers and taking me out because you want to love me.
Right.
But you know that you only giving me flowers and taking me out because you want to have sex with me.
It's an end game.
But see, that is where the problem is because mixed emotions, and I am women invest.
And I think men invest, and I'm not saying because men do those things, that's all they want is sex. But I will say that the fact that I think from the crux of this show that we want people to take away from, to understand that, when we talk about relationships, that relationships can end, whether it be divorce, whether it be splits, whether breakups, and whatever it is, they come to an end. And when they come to an end, we want people to understand that they have to be willing to acknowledge how they feel, accept that things change, and be willing to release, be willing to.
He keeps saying this.
I'm telling you, because again, I believe they have to have a remedy. And the remedy is that, understanding that person.
Because we can't control what y'all do. We can only control
we can't control what you all do. No, you can't. We cannot control each other. That's manipulation. That's Jezebel. We can't control each other.
So I'm going to challenge my women. I need my women to step up and see men from God's perspective. If you look through the lens of God, like, is he that man that God has really called to your life? And not look at it from what does he offer. If we look at men from a place of, who is he really? If we really take the opportunity to know who he is at the core.
Right.
Like, if we listen to the words and not...
He'll show you who he is.
And not go from a place of lust, but
he'll show you who he is. Believe me. He said, you shall know
Release.
them. Yeah, you shall know them by the fruit they bear. Every tree bears fruit after its own kind. You will know them, ladies. And guys, you'll know her because there's some hers out there too. Let's not get it twisted.
No, they're not.
Oh yeah, it's just, and see, that's why I have to stand in the gap for us men to understand that it's not all. But again, I have to say this.
Okay.
That again, when we're talking about the healing process, we've discussed quite a bit about the issues and different. But again, we got to give some prescriptions. Okay. And
prescription.
Yeah. She writes out all of my scripture.
It
gives me all of my medicine in my room. Yes. Okay, here it is. First of all, you have to ask yourself when that relationship ended. Ask yourself if what the thing that you needed, why did you not get it? The thing you have to ask yourself, the thing that you needed, why did you not get it? You have to ask yourself the thing that you wanted, but you didn't ask for. You have to be willing to ask yourself the things that you knew, but you chose to ignore. I'm going to say that again. 3 things. You have to be willing to ask yourself what you needed that you not get. You have to be willing to ask yourself the things that you wanted, but you did not ask. And then third, you have to be willing to say to yourself the things that you knew, but you chose to ignore. And then second, you have to be willing, as a prescription, you have to be willing to choose to feel better. Choose to feel better about it all, whatever has happened. Be willing to choose to be willing to love yourself more after this experience.
Right.
Be willing to staying angry is not loving you more. Okay. Staying hurt is not loving yourself more. saying who's right or who's wrong is not loving yourself more. Playing the tape over and over again, what had happened, how it happened, who, what, when, is not loving yourself more. And then thirdly, you got to let go. Let it go. Some say, as soon as I stop worrying how the story ends, you have to let go and let God. He's the repairer of your heart. He's the one who can breach any bridge that has been torn down. He's the lover of your soul. Understand, he comes to heal the brokenhearted and put your heart back together again, and let him do that. And then after he's done that, be willing to trust God again. Not necessarily trust a man or trust a woman. Be willing to trust God again, and be willing to trust him, to hear from him. The Bible says like this: if we trust in him with all our ways, trust in him with all our heart, and lean not to thy own understanding, in all thy ways acknowledge him, and he will direct your path. So if we have acknowledged him in a situation, in a relationship, God, what do you want in this relationship? Do I pursue or not pursue? Like that, do I not call back? Do I go on the date or do I not? Do I go meet? Whatever it is, if we seek his direction in those things, he's going to bring some clarity to it.
And another thing that God's been dealing with me with is that we live an unfulfilled life. We are existing. We're not even living, we're existing, and we're unfulfilled because we have stopped believing in the power of the blood. Like, if we believe the blood holds the power to redeem us, surely it can heal us. Absolutely. So I think we have to change our focus. And I'm with you. We have to completely, a lot of times as women, we don't see the hope in it. We don't see the hope on the other side. How am I going to get through this? Oh, he was my world. Oh, I can't believe. But we have to know that God is greater, that his blood is greater, that his love is greater than any hurt or pain that you're feeling in any relationship. And even with men too, because it's not healthy that men go from relationship to relationship. It's not. You have to heal. Because we're hurting too.
We're looking for something too.
You have to heal. And instead of looking for companionship in another woman, look for companionship in God, so you will not leave a trail of women in your one hurt. You don't want to leave that trail. Stop the trail.
Stop the cycle.
Stop it and heal first.
Because I was hurt or I was dogged out, and now everybody got a price to pay.
Yes, we cannot. You're right, Ms. Prophetess Cornell. We cannot put men in the place of God. Amen. Nor can you put women. Nor can you put women in the place of God also. Thank you so much for joining us. Now, we got plenty more conversation to talk about this breakup, because there's some questions I didn't ask.
She got papers, scenarios.
I didn't even get to the paper, so we got to continue this discussion, because we got to get to a place of healing, and we need to hear both sides. We need to hear the men's side and the women's side. So we're going to bring some more people in and continue to have this conversation. Thank you for everyone who tuned in on Facebook Live and for Periscope Live. Thank you for our listening audience out there. Hearts and Heels will continue to come back. We'll be back next week, same station, same time, but definitely not the same way. It only gets better.
That's right. Again, thank you so much. We hope you enjoy. Hope you feel empowered. Again, we've been comical at some aspects of it. Of course, it's a good relief, but we pray that something was said to bless and encourage your heart. Again, if you're looking for a great church home as well here in the great city of Montgomery, we want to invite you to come share with us here at True Worship here in Montgomery, 3975 East South Boulevard. True Worship.
Yes, come join us.
We're blessed to serve as Bishop and Lady Shay and I. 11 o'clock, want to see you there. Let us know you heard us here on WVAS 90.7 Hearts and Heels.
Well, remember that we do hope that you have a blessed week, and we hope that you continue to walk greater. And if it's one thing that you learn besides the 3 questions, what we want to definitely share with you is to let it go. Let it go, ladies. Men, let it go. Now, we hope you're blessed. You stay blessed.
That's it.
Continue to be blessed. From your heart to your heels. We will see you next week.
Love you.
Love you guys. Thank you guys for tuning in.
What you think, bud?
We got KJ in the studio with us. He couldn't say a word. He knew better. He knew better.
He was with his bishop though. Listen,
let me tell you, Jay said something earlier that men would never be honest because they do not believe that we can handle the truth, and that is absolutely true.
You want the truth? You can't handle the truth.
No, you don't think we can.
You can't handle the truth.
Because
you can't handle the truth.
Okay, you know what, Jay?
You're gonna need to sit down for this. You're gonna need to sit down. You'll need to take some Prozac and some.
I tell you what, Jay, we're gonna start with your comment next week. We're gonna start with your comment, and then we're gonna go from there. Thank you so much for tuning in. We appreciate you guys. We appreciate you guys joining us and having fun with us. Know that everything is in love, but we just definitely want everybody to be empowered. We want you to grow. We want you to see the other side of yourself, because some of you are selling yourself short, and we never want you to sell yourself short, but we want you to be exactly who God has called you to be, and be with exactly who God has called you to be, because it's great when you're with the person God has called you to be, when you're with the man that God has taken a rib out and given to you. It's such a blessing, and when you're dealing with suckers, it will hurt you, so we definitely want to get you to that place.
Pranksters? Pranksters.
I thought it was like wanksters.
It is. Pranksters, someone plays jokes, pranksters.
Oh, he is so not cool.
I'm just saying, pranksters. Yeah.
See you guys next week. Thank you.
Love you.
Remember to share.
You think I'm cool.